Welcome to this special edition of the Ultimate Combat Experience. I'm Mike Stidham, and I'm joined tonight by Brandon Johnson. You might recognize this guy. The last time we were out here in Vernal, this guy joined us on the show. Now, Brandon, we've been bouncing around Vernal here, and I've been hearing people calling you a bunch of different things. Pickle boy, moose knuckle. What's going on, Brandon?
I'm just the show idiot, basically. And so on X94, they just give me whatever Charlie feels like it that morning. It's the nickname I go with.
Very, very nice. Now, X94 is the FM radio station that helps bring all this stuff out to Vernal, Utah, and what goes on X94?
Live and local, baby, in-your-face radio.
Very, very nice. Talking about in-your-face, we got in-your-face fistfights to go on tonight here in Vernal, Utah. Now, I know you've been kind of talking to the fighters, kind of milling around backstage. What's the sense you're getting backstage? What's going to go on tonight?
A lot of electricity, a lot of white-knuckled action.
White-knuckle action. These guys are nervous. I love coming out to Vernal. First of all, the crowd is great, but these fighters get in and mix it up. We got a lot of great fights in store for you, but your main event features Aaron the Destroyer Sawyer going up against Trevor Collett. This guy, they call him Stone Cold. He's big, he's mean, and just ornery looking.
He has huge hands. They're like mammoths.
Everything else on him is pretty big as well. It's the Ultimate Combat Experience coming right at you.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Ultimate Combat Experience starts now.
Warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate fight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate fight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate fight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate fight.
In your welterweight division, we got a kid. The last time we were out here in Vernal, it was a knockdown, drag-out, heck of a fight. Jared Parego. What do you know about this guy?
Trains hard, and he likes to fight, and he throws a lot of combos.
Everybody that trains with him said this guy he's hard to beat. He's a tough kid, but he's going up against a kid that really kind of fits that same description in short fuse Scottie Casey. This is going to be a lot of fun.
A lot of electricity.
All right, let's get it on welterweight Knowles Bar. Check it out.
Oh, last time I went away with a win. We rose on bar in the third round.
Not much, I just been training real hard. Last time I was supposed to fight, my guy backed out, didn't want to fight me, so I'm here, I'm hungry for a fight, so we better watch his back.
I just like the sport. It's fun to do, and I love training.
I've been training real hard, I was supposed to cut weight. I came in really light, and he ended up coming in heavy, so it didn't match up. So he came in 1 pound heavy, but it's all good. I don't really care. Let's just fight.
Not really, just good luck, I guess. I'm not really an arrogant kid. I'm not good at talking crap.
I'm going to say you better come with your egg game because I've been training hard for this. I'm hungry, so you better watch the left hook. It's coming right to your dome.
Jared Parego talks a little funny for these parts.
Yeah, well, you train, you get hit in the face, it tends to throw your jaw off just a little bit.
And you're going to wear that hair around in a place like Vernal, and you're more than likely better be tough.
Oh, definitely, Mike. You got the small town, and you got the big city look, so.
And if you're not tough, you're going to get tough real fast. 5'8", 178 is Jared Parego, and as I mentioned a moment ago, the last time this kid fought, he got after it. He's a lot of fun to watch. He's a very exciting fighter, but so is this guy.
Yeah, he's going up against Scottie Short Fuse Casey. This guy, he is fun to watch too, man. He just gets in here, dances around, does his thing, 5'7", 170 pounds. Also training out of UCTC. He's a tough kid.
He's not so fun to watch dance, if you ask me. But now we're back to the hopping, and these guys are both hopped up, ready to rock and roll. Ethan Andrews, your referee for this contest. Let's both these guys know. Let's tap them up and let's rock and roll. And I guess we shouldn't say rock and roll. Maybe Scottie will start dancing again.
Yeah, maybe he'll do a little hip and hopping, but don't really know what's going on right now.
All right, here we go. Let's rock this thing. And this is what we expect out of these guys, kind of both coming out after it. And Jared Parego shows you right there. This is exactly what he did last time. This kid's got a lot of energy, and it was a nice takedown.
That was a beautiful takedown, Mike. It looks like he's trying to capitalize on it. Scottie not letting him do it, doing the right thing, turning in towards him, keeping his knee in there for distance, and looks like, staying really calm about it. And
well, this is where Scottie's gotten better. He actually has learned some ground. He actually does jiu-jitsu class, and saw right there, did a nice job of not letting Perego get fully mounted on him, and he's making things very, very difficult for him here. He's still in a half guard situation, but working to improve his position, and actually, well, almost got out.
It was a really good escape attempt. You know, he was staying really calm, turning in, and starting to stand up on his own.
Well, nice stuff there. Nice transitional work by both of these guys. Scottie just about got a full escape, and then, boy, Perego does a nice job of getting back in a superior position here, and that winds up in the guard of Scottie Casey.
This Perego kid is putting on some heat, Mike. You know, he's coming out here, and he just keeps pushing. He just keeps on pushing, and I really like seeing that.
That's what I remember about this kid, that there's no quit in him, and is action-packed all the time. You saw right there he anticipated the triangle choke attempt and was able to thwart that nicely, and now finds himself, looks like he might have Scottie's back.
I think, you know, Scottie's doing a really good job too. You know, he's got it. He's almost got his back taken. He's doing a good job of turning in and transitioning, and he's doing a really good job staying collected right now.
Very great back and forth action here. If you're a fan of MMA, this is a great fight. You're seeing a lot of both guys getting in there and doing their thing. Ethan Andrews stepping in to kind of give a little warning. You can't stand and strike in this fight, and I think that was incidental. I don't think that was any harm, any foul, and so you know, Ethan treated it as such.
Yeah, sometimes the blood gets pumping. You don't really realize what you're doing until, you know, either it gets pointed out or you catch yourself doing it.
Especially in a fight like this where there's so much transitional stuff going on, that you get caught between stand up and ground, and so that was really good stuff. And again, here we are once again, Scottie trying to stand up and take a knee onto the face right there as he did.
That was a solid knee too, but like I said, Scottie's doing a really good job staying collected. That was a beautiful leg kick.
Very well timed, and I'm not so sure that the impact dropped Perego as so much as it was just very well timed, and now Perego is in a bad spot because Scottie's happy to feed him some knees right back.
Yeah, this Scottie kid's really impressive, but like I said, I can't take a thing away from this Perego guy. He's just took some blasts to the face with a knee, and he's still driving in and still pressuring Scottie Casey.
What is Scottie doing? He's trying to go for a guillotine. I'm not so sure I agree with that strategy right there. He was doing a great job up on his feet and really was starting to level the playing field just a bit. But a great first round by both of these guys. You're going to have to give the nod to Scottie Perego. He's had superior position throughout most of the first round, but it was a very tightly contested round nonetheless.
Oh, it was beautiful. You know, and at the end there when Scottie was going for that guillotine, you know, I think if he would have started by looking up and then jumped back into the guard instead of, you know, gently and politely rolling down, I think he might have been able to capitalize on it, but you know, it just makes it more exciting for us.
Either way, I'm telling you what, I'm excited about round two, and it's coming up when we come back. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. If you're just joining us, you missed a great first round between Jared Parego and Scottie Short-Fuse Casey. Jared Parego, in my opinion, winning round number one on a very narrow margin, but he came out and kind of took it to Scottie. He wound up in top position and maintained it throughout most of the round.
Yeah, it was, whoa.
That'll turn the tide right there, though. Nice. He did predict a left hook to the dome, and there you see it.
He did get it. You know, first round, Perego comes out, he's a lot more aggressive. Second round, he's still aggressive, but it looked like Casey was able to capitalize a lot more on the feet.
Well, I think that was a great adjustment that was made by Scottie. You knew that Jared Parego was going to come out aggressive, and he anticipated and landed a nice big shot there. But you see right here, we're back right where we started from in round number one, and Scottie has given up his back, and Jared Parego knows what to do here. He's got his hooks in and just kind of patiently working to improve his position from here.
You know, but Scottie at the same time does not seem to be too worried about it. He's doing some of the right. While he did the wrong thing giving up his back in the first place, he's doing the right thing, you know, trying to keep him from capitalizing on it, holding the arm, trying to turn in, sucking out, taking the back door. You know what I'm talking about.
It looks like he might be able to come out the back door here, but, you know, I was just about to disagree with you. You see right there, you leave a limb behind and you're in trouble. I thought Scottie was being a little too reserved underneath there, and Jared Parego didn't seize the opportunity to flatten him out, but you see now Scottie's up on top, but in the guard of Jared Parego.
Yeah, and Perego, like I said, he's a really tough kid, and he was doing great job on the ground before. I
Seems
don't know
to have slowed down a little bit, though, don't you think?
It takes a lot out of you, but, there he goes, just pushing off and coming right back up.
Oh, Scottie taking a swing for the fences right there. And that would have been a foul had he connected, I think. And I think Ethan doing a good job of making this a verbal warning here, not taking a point away. But had he connected with that, Perego was still on his knee, and that could have been
a
ugly.
good thing. Yeah, and, Scottie, you can see it on his face. Like we were talking about before, you get in the heat of the moment, you don't really realize that you're screwing up, and you can see it on his face. He really didn't even realize that he had just
Well, I'll tell you what, there was no ill intent behind it, but there was ill intent behind the punch. He wanted to take his head off of that thing. You see right there, landing again. But, Ethan Andrews has made a couple of really good calls in this fight, I feel. And that was a good non-call, so to speak, right there. But you see kind of the tide shifting here, and maybe Scottie.
Oh, that was a beautiful right.
The tide just shifted in a very big way. This fight is over. My goodness gracious. That was a right hand to the dome, but nonetheless, it was to the dome.
And it was a hand. That was a beautiful finish.
2 out of 3 ain't bad, right?
No, not bad at all.
Wow.
It looked like they were both kind of just measuring each other out, taking that time to catch their breath, and Scottie just landed that beautiful shot.
What an exciting fight that was, and I would love to see a rematch between these two, because I think Jared Parego was winning most of that and lost it at the end. Tyler Ayers Law Firm is a proud sponsor of the UCE. Call them for legal help at 255-5555.
That was one hell of a fight. Electric, back and forth, had some wicked leg kicks. You had the distance, you got him on top a couple of times, you pounded him out a couple of times, but he just came back, knocked you stone cold there for a second.
Heck yeah, he did, boy. He's a good fighter. He's 6-0 for a reason, everybody. Give him a round of applause for the guy. He did a good job.
We love the fact that you're one of our locals. You're a hell of a fighter. You train hard. And anything you want to do to prepare for the next event?
A lot more running. My cardio is a huge factor today. So work my ass off, and you'll see me again in May.
Jared Parego, let's give it up.
Are you Army strong? Find out what it takes to be a soldier in the U.S. Army at GoArmy.com.
Scottie Casey, man, that was a beautiful fight. That was probably one of the most earned victories I've seen inside this cage in a while, man. How'd you feel about that?
I feel really good. He's tougher than I thought. I normally don't have confidence in myself, but I saw him and he looked like a tough kid, so I give him props for coming out and fighting. That's only a second fight, and he gave me a hell of a good fight, so props out to Jared.
All right, man, is there anybody you want to thank tonight?
First of all, I want to thank the Lord Jesus Christ. Without him, none of this is possible. Second, I want to thank all my training coaches, my training partner, Kofi. I definitely want to thank Mike Stidham. He's done more for me than even my own dad has done for me. Third of all, I want to thank my friends are here, Palmer and Lauren. Good luck to you guys. I want to thank my best friend in the whole world, Tanya Ray. I love you, baby. That was for you.
All right, man. You gonna come in here and do this again?
You better believe it. 6-0. Let's keep it going.
All right, man. Beautiful fight. Give it up for Scottie Casey.
Vernal versus Mighton. Once again, the tension is mounting.
Jared McCurdy is sick. He's going to be representing the Metroplex big time.
All right, well, Randy Birdie's representing Mighton big time. Middleweight nose barred. Check it out. Well, there is a little tension between the two municipalities, if you will, in Vernal and Mighton. And Jared Sturdy McCurdy representing the large metropolis of Vernal, as we were kind of describing there.
Yeah, Jared McCurdy, 5'9", 186 pounds. He's a wrestler. I was talking to some of his trainers before the fight, and from what they say, the guy is just a beast at the gym.
All you had to say is he's from Vernal, and you can assume he's a wrestler because everybody out here wrestles, and they wrestle at a very high level. Now, Randy Big Bird, he's from Mighton, and Mighton's not far from here, but they also wrestle quite a bit there as well.
Well, it's what happens. You get small towns, you get big sports. They don't really have a lot else going on, so they focus a lot on their high school sports and their athleticism. So
the big sport here in this part of the country is definitely wrestling. And both these guys, I understand, are at a all-American level wrestling. I mean, they're college level wrestlers. You see right there, what a beautiful body lock. And takedown by Jared McCurdy.
Talking about the wrestler background, they were both so eager to tie up that I think they smashed faces on their way in there.
Oh my goodness, this is what a wrestler does not like to do, is have somebody on his back. Well, in wrestling that's okay, but in MMA, not so good.
No, not really. It gives the opponent to capitalize just like that. And McCurdy doing a great job flattening him out, and when he was on his back,
cinching that thing up real tight.
He's doing a great job here. He's just putting it on, and that thing's on deep, Mike.
Yeah, well, when you see the guy on the bottom turning 4 shades of purple, you know that thing's on pretty tight. And Jared McCurdy probably in a little easier fashion than anybody anticipated, me for that matter. I thought this was going to be one of the better fights of the night. And again, I think if they fought again, it just very well may be, but not so much tonight.
9 out of 10 times I'd see that fight going a lot longer, but that was a beautiful fight and a very, very impressive win by Jared McCurdy.
By Jared Sturdy McCurdy, just a little bit of blood on his face. Other than that, none the worse for wear.
That was a beautiful win, Jared.
Oh, well, you see there, Randy Bird not wanting to shake hands here. He's not happy about that win, and maybe the bad blood continues. Find top name brand clothing at unspeakable prices at Big Rod Clothing. Mention UCE and save 10%.
Oh, man, that was a beautiful fight, a beautiful win. You just came in here and owned that entire fight. How did you feel about it, man?
Feel good. Tired.
Good. Tired. I think you got a lot more action in the cage than you do in your interview, man. Is there anybody you want to thank tonight?
Coach for getting me into this. About it.
All right, man. Hey, you are fun to watch in this cage right here. Are you gonna come back and do this again?
Maybe.
Maybe. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the coach.
Man, oh man, the Bird's having a rough night tonight.
I think he flew the coop.
I'll tell you what, I expect a little more out of that one, and I'll bet you we can get these guys in here to do it again.
I knew Jared was going to throw it down, representing V-Town like he always does.
V-Town, represent. We got more of the Ultimate Combat. Don't go anywhere. In the super heavyweight division, we got almost 600 pounds of man coming out here. Who's this local guy?
Joey Ormsby, and he is a lot of man.
He is a lot of man. Going up against Dugan Wightman, super heavyweight in the holds bar. Check it out.
I'm Dugan Wightman. I just needed to get some experience back in the ring and fighting combat type sports. I used to be a wrestler and missed it.
What inspired me to start fighting was sparring and training all the time.
I've been working out at the UCTC with the Combat Cartel. Last 2 months, been pushing it pretty hard, and I kind of have a couple natural gifts in it, so just working on what I'm already good at.
Just be ready.
Honestly, a little bit nervous. It's a little bit different than wrestling. I can get hit in the face. It's not going to do much damage to this, but you never know. It could make the nose bigger.
That's a very comforting thought. You're going into a fist fight, and you already realize you ain't going to hurt this face any.
Yeah, it does definitely make it a lot easier getting into the cage. Some of that fear, intimidation, it just kind of goes right out.
I tell you what, talking about intimidation, this kid is darn near 300 pounds, and you can tell he doesn't miss a whole lot of meals.
Nah, Joey Ornsby, 5'10", 280 pounds. Yeah, he's trained out of Unbroken Circle. Another really tough camp that like to see a lot out of. So.
These guys really do put it on, the Unbroken Circle guys. But old Dugan, he's been training with a pretty tough group of guys himself. 5'10", 268. He had to eat a little bit just to be in the weight class to qualify to go up against that mammoth of a man right there to your left.
I actually see this one going to be a good fight, Mike. These big guys, they come in and they just throw such heavy hands.
You get it. You know that any shot landed by either one of these guys is gonna hurt. These guys are big, and a lot of weight lands behind their shots.
Oh yeah, Mike. I wouldn't.
Oh man, I think you know what. We might have already seen the beginning and the end of this one.
Yeah, he just landed a beautiful shot, turned him away, and he just got a takedown.
Dugan just lateral dropped a 300-pound man.
That was impressive. That was a beautiful takedown, or as beautiful as it can get.
Ormsby's looking for a hole to crawl out of, man. He's been hit already, stung once pretty good in the face, and then thrown. Yeah, it's good. It looks like it could be a long night for Mr. Ormsby.
Yeah, this is kind of like I said, it's a fun fight to watch. I wouldn't want to get hit by either one of these guys. Win
I
or
don't
lose,
think Joey Ormsby thinks this is one bit fun.
Well, getting hit is never fun. But this is a good fight. There he goes, taps out to the punches. That was a good job. That was still fun to watch.
Dugan Wightman making his first appearance into the cage, and I got to say it was pretty impressive. Now Joey Ormsby might not be Tank Abbott, but at the same time, Dugan looked very, very impressive. His game looked solid all the way around.
For a big guy going against another big guy, it was very, very aggressive, and he looked really good.
Find top name brand clothing at unspeakable prices at Big Rod Clothing. Mention UCE and save 10%.
Clash of the Titans, the super heavyweights. These boys can rock. Joey, first showing, brother. How did it feel?
It felt good.
It felt good, kind of, right? Looked like you kind of looked up for the ref to kind of stop it, and then you kind of just ended up tapping.
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, all right, Joey, give it up for the crowd. You made a hell of a comeback. You gave it a shot, brother. Thanks. Joey Ormsby.
Tyler Ayers Law Firm is a proud sponsor of the UCE. Call them for legal help at 255-5555.
Dude, that was an amazing fight, man. I love seeing the super heavyweights get in here. You guys do not disappoint, man. You were putting on a lot of pressure, and you finished in outstanding fashion. How do you feel about the fight?
It was all right. I wanted to stand up the whole time, but it just went there. I couldn't help it.
Yeah, man, it happens sometimes. Is there anybody you want to thank tonight?
I'd like to thank my girlfriend, everyone I work with, and everyone who drove out here to see me. Thank you. Oh, and thank the guys at UCTC, the Combat Cartel, for training me. They pushed me really hard, and awesome place to train.
All right, man, that was outstanding. You go do this again.
Oh, yeah. Next time at heavyweight, though.
And next time at heavyweight. All right, everybody, give it up for Dugan.
When the super heavies come out here, someone's bound to fall down.
Clash of the Titans, and Joey fell hard.
Joey fell down real hard. Well, at least we know the cage is super secure.
I felt it in my shins, though.
All right, Dugan Wightman. Man, oh man, I can't wait to see that kid fight again. We got more of the Ultimate Combat. Don't go anywhere.
All right, how many of you guys know who the murderer, Brandon Melendez, is?
None.
None? How many of you guys watch The Ultimate Fighter? How many of you watch the UFC? Brandon Melendez is a local fighter, started out here in Utah, fighting in the UCE. I think at one time held the belt in 3 different weight classes at the same time, and then ended up going to the UFC. I want everybody in here to give a little bit of noise for this guy, because he's out here every day in Vernal, and he's a local. All right, Brandon, what have you been up to, man?
Just oil rigging. I'm out here working on oil rigs, taking a break from fighting, and I'm gonna start training down at Unbroken Circle.
Nice, Unbroken Circle. How many people we got working out on the oil rigs out here? That's it? How many people know someone that works out on the oil rigs out here? All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you see Brandon tonight, come up, shake his hand, get him to sign your autograph or something like that. You guys are an outstanding audience tonight. Keep up the volume, all right? Keep cheering these guys on. They'll keep fighting for you, just like that last fight, all right? Make some noise.
In your lightweight division, you got a couple guys, both of them coming a very long way to meet right here in Vernal, Utah to slug each other in the face. One kid coming up from St. George. What do you know about it?
He just looks mean and ripped, so he looks like he's a fit specimen.
Okay, well, Kevin Jacobsen going up against a kid coming all the way from Oklahoma. Now, we've seen this Daniel Grass kid before, a little bit of a hillbilly.
They call him the Elastic Man. We'll see what we can do.
He'll fit right in here, the hillbilly, right? All right, lightweight no holds barred, check it out.
I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I've been training for this since I was about in 8th grade, and since high school I've been sitting around, or I've been working, and I heard about it on the radio and figured it's time to crap or get off the pot. Just sitting around.
It's been awesome. It's really been great. I've really enjoyed my time out here. I haven't had much time to go out and see too many things, just the mountain view from around the training center, but that's about what I get to see. Other than, I don't know what, a little bit of downtown I got to see the other night, which was really nice. It seems like a very beautiful city.
I wrestled in high school and in college and had some pretty good success there. I'm a 2-time freestyle state champion. And I went to the Junior Olympics 3 years in a row. Did a little bit of boxing. I have 2 amateur matches. And then just the last year I've been training with Team Fusion, mixed martial arts, doing a little jiu-jitsu, stuff like that.
I've been studying a lot of jiu-jitsu. I've been trying to work with people who are better than me on the ground. I've really been training the bags a lot, working on my coordination and my hand timing and things of that nature, and trying to make sure I get plenty of recovery so that I'm not breaking anything.
Good luck. Good luck.
For my opponent tonight, I'd just like to say let's make a sport of it and put on a good show. Keep it friendly. You know, no ill feelings outside of the cage, and it's a sport, and we should treat it as such.
All right, one of my favorite lines of visiting Vernal out here in the sticks is, "I better crap or get off the pot." And that's the animal. Apparently he's done crapping and he's ready to get off the pot.
You know, from what he says, he's a tough kid, you know.
No, I've heard good things about him, and he does train with a very quality Camp Fusion MMA down in St. George. If you're in that part of the woods, neck of the woods, stop in and see those guys because they're a tough bunch of guys. But going up against kid, we've really seen some good things out of it as late Daniel Grass.
Yeah, Daniel Grass, this guy comes and he just fights every single week if he can get a fight. 5'11", 175 pounds. Like I said, coming out of Oklahoma. This is a tough kid himself.
This guy literally, if you haven't heard the story last few weeks, he literally got on a bus and rode to Salt Lake City and is staying in the back of the gym because he wants to fight. He wants to get better. And he wants to, you know, make a career of this. And he, you know, the guys that he's been matched up against since he's been here, though, have been top of the food chain.
He hasn't fought a single tomato can. This kid, you know, he's got the right mentality about it. And you can't take anything away from that. And just when he comes out here, he's just so much fun to watch.
He is exciting to watch. He comes at you from a lot of different angles. But, you know, you're going up against the kid with the pedigree of Kevin Jacobsen in his wrestling prowess. And this might not be a good matchup for Daniel Grass. Daniel's got pretty decent submission, but these wrestlers really seem to cause fits for him. Yeah,
you know, Daniel Grass, he doesn't seem to be too much intimidated by the fact that this guy is probably on another level than he is. But, you know, like I said, this Jacobsen kid is tough. He's coming out, he's doing all the right things, he's staying in control, he's using that wrestling, and he's kind of having his way.
He certainly is. He's mounted, but you see right there, that's the fits that Daniel Grass can cause for you. He's tough, and you've got to protect all limbs at all times because he'll leg lock you if you give him the opportunity. But you see right there, if you go for a leg lock and you miss it, you usually pay the price.
Yeah, you need to know how to transition right out of that into something else, or from out of that into something that's going to cover you, because leg locks, while they hurt like heck, they're also going to hurt you if you can't finish them, because it just leaves you open for so much.
You see the open for so much right here. Kevin Jacobsen has just put a pounding on him since that leg lock attempt, and you know, it doesn't look like Daniel Grass is getting out of there anytime soon.
Now, Daniel, he's trying to do the right thing. He saw the legs crossed around his back. It looked like he tried to isolate the foot and try and pull down on it with his hips, but it looked like Kevin was able to unlock his feet before he was able to start doing that. So.
Well, you get a kid that wrestles at the level that Kevin Jacobsen does, you're really familiar with your body. You're really familiar with being in uncomfortable situations and how to get past them. You saw Kevin really wasn't in any bad shape at all. You see him might have been getting off to the side just a little bit here, but he's still hanging on pretty well.
Yeah, he's a very physical kid. And like I said, he's doing all the right things here. He's staying competitive, he's pushing for it, but he's at the same time staying calm when he's in a good position. He's not stressing it. He's not worrying about, you know, what he's going to do next. takes his time and breathes through everything.
You know what I'm not seeing from Daniel Grass that we've seen in fights past is that scramble ability. He's always, moving around and making it difficult for you on top, and he's always scrambling, but I'm just really not seeing that. And I think maybe he might be just kind of physically overpowered by this Kevin Jacobsen, at least until this point. Now he's up on top.
He did do a good job there. He started switching things up, grabbed the leg, sucked it in, drove up, and was able to get the half mount position right here.
Well, now let's see what he does from here. I mean, finally he's in a superior position. He's got to do something.
Yeah, definitely, Mike. This is actually a good fight for as mismatched as we thought it was going into this fight. Daniel Grass doing a really good job against a really athletic guy in Kevin Jacobsen.
I didn't think this was a mismatch. I just think this is a style that's very difficult for Daniel Grass to match up with. Wrestlers cause him problems. I think skill-wise, these guys are on par, but it's the quality of wrestler that Kevin Jacobsen is makes it very difficult for a guy that fights the way that Daniel Grass does.
Right. I wasn't trying to say mismatched as far as Daniel Grass isn't good or anything.
You did say that, though.
But, foot-mouth disease, I've got it.
Daniel Grass is a solid fighter.
He's a really good, he's mentally, he's composed. He thinks his way through things. He doesn't freak out, and that's one of the things that you don't find on the bottom level fighters.
His stand-up is ugly, though. He'll be the first to admit that. He's not the most proficient on his feet, but he does usually a good job of transitioning from on his feet to when they go onto the mat. But he's just not able to do that with a guy like Kevin Jacobsen.
Right, and right there, he was able to do something that in jiu-jitsu classes you learn really quick, that you're not supposed to turn away from your opponent when they've got that side mount on you. But he was able to secure like a headlock, turn away, and just brute force his way out of that position.
Well, speaking of brute force, he is really having his will imposed upon him. Is Daniel Grass. Kevin Jacobsen is really starting to turn things on here, and you kind of just see the fight in Daniel Grass kind of starting to wane. He realizes he's probably just being physically outmatched here.
That first round of a physical match like that, fighting back and forth and getting beat on by someone that's just that physical of a fighter, it does take a lot out of you. And right now he's not in a happy position, and I really can't say that I blame him for not being too aggressive here.
Well, he's got to get aggressive. He's got to get out from under there, or he's just going to suffer a lot more punishment. And there you go. He said, I've had enough. I've taken enough of those shots. And wow, very, very impressive athlete is Kevin Jacobsen. You see the backflip right there.
He had enough energy to go 2 rounds and then backflip.
Back tuck. All right, well, good stuff. Very, very good stuff. Looking to see the animal Kevin Jacobsen come back and do this thing again. He's got a bright future, and I know that Daniel Grass, he'll be back as well.
Oh, yeah, that guy's never given up, Mike.
Tyler Ayers Law Firm is a proud sponsor of the UCE. Call them for legal help at 255-5555.
All right, Daniel, man, you come out here every time. You end up in some extremely vicarious positions, man. You're like Mr. Gumby out here. How do you feel about the fight?
I feel I could have done a lot better showing if I'd had a little more conditioning, a little more training. It's been a rough transition from the last time I was down, holiday weekend and everything, and New Year's Eve and Christmas and all that good fun stuff. So it's been hard to find people to work with and to stay on track and everything. But the coming weeks look very promising, and just going to, like always, focus and train and try to get better. That's what I'm here for.
All right, man. Is there anybody you want to thank tonight?
The Ultimate Combat Cartel, Mike Stedham, the whole crew, the camp, and everybody who helps me train every day, and the producers to the show. I got to give a lot of thanks and love to them. And all the fans that came out tonight to Vernal and fought the cold for us, and everybody at home who watches, we appreciate it a lot. Thanks.
All right, man. Hey, I hate to say it. I love seeing you come in here, but, man, tonight you were good. Just not good enough. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Skull Candy, the official headphones of the UCE. Check out their complete line of headphones and accessories at skullcandy.com.
Kevin, when you caught that first kick, I knew this was going to be a good fight, brother.
Thank you. I trained my whole life in wrestling, and that's what I wanted to turn it into, and that's how it went.
So what was it like fighting like the human rubber band? That guy is wily.
My hell, I didn't know which way he was coming half the time.
But you did it. You walked away with a W and kept the W in Utah. You got to feel good about that.
I do feel good. I feel awesome. It was an honor to fight here today. It was an honor to fight him. My opponent was an awesome fighter. I'm honored just to be here. Thank you, UCE, for having me, and I hope you have me again. Next time will be a better fight.
Kevin Jacobsen, the animal, people. Let's give it up.
Well, the Okie didn't fare so well tonight. Kid from St. George is too much for him.
The rubber band got stretched too far, I guess. Maybe it was the overalls he came out in.
Maybe. I don't think that's going to get him many women after the show either.
I don't know. Maybe.
All right, we got more of the Ultimate Combat. Don't go anywhere. The man who never smiles, Trevor Collett. He's huge, but he never smiles. Coming out here for your main event, super heavy or heavyweight. What's going on?
He is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, but he loves to throw down. Who knows?
And I understand he was like a state champion wrestler or something like that.
Oh yeah, with Coach Densgaard, fought big time. So we'll see.
Well, Aaron the Destroyer Sawyer is no stranger to fighting big, strong kids. I'm super excited about this one. It's your main event, heavyweight no holds barred. Check it out. Lots of reasons to be excited about this one. Trevor Collett fought the last time we were out here in Vernal and really steamrolled his opponent, man. The kid is just big, he's strong, he's physical, and he knows how to use his body.
Yeah, he's a really tough kid. You know, one of the things about the heavyweights, and this guy in particular, heavy hands, and with this guy, pretty accurate ones. At 6 foot tall, 260 pounds. Just like everybody else, he's a wrestler out of Vernal, Utah.
They call him Stone Cold for a reason. He's just stone cold, but they also call this guy the Destroyer for a reason. Aaron the Destroyer Sawyer. First of all, he's one of my favorite guys in MMA. One of my favorite guys to be around. He's got an infectious energy, great kid, and he's not opposed to taking on a challenge as you see here tonight.
Oh no, definitely not. 5'11", 200 pounds. This guy, he's tough in his own rights, and he's been doing this sport and he's been doing this show for quite some time now. He's
taken some time off here and there, but yeah, he's been around for a while. An iron worker by trade, and so that's where he gets his strength from. I mean, he's literally, his grip strength is just phenomenal.
Oh yeah, those hammer swingers right there. You know, I'm kind of excited about this. I can't wait for the leather to start going.
Well, you know, Aaron Sawyer kind of wanted to tie up with this big guy, and I'm not so sure that's a strategy I would advise him, especially not to go underneath a guy you're giving up 44 pounds of weight. I would try to stay up with him and land some of those big shots, because Aaron does have heavy hands, as you see right there.
And swinging for the fences. This is beautiful. You know, like you said, I wouldn't go underneath a guy that was that much bigger than me, especially one that has a high school wrestling background, state wrestler.
This guy knows how to stuff takedowns and knows how to use his weight to do that. And that really, you never see heavyweights shoot in, because they don't, it's not very effective for them.
It's not a very good idea to do most of the time. They like to either, you know, the best thing to do is tie up or swing overhand like that.
You see right there, both these guys have some pretty solid punching power, and Colette just threw like a bear's paw uppercut, and you saw
Colette working with some uppercuts and some knees from that low clench there. This is not disappointing at all. You know, these guys are going at it. Both of them are trying to do something effective in this fight. And that's what you like to see.
Collett's doing a great job of making Aaron Sawyer bear his weight. He's leaning on him and make him carry his weight. And so far, Sawyer's done a pretty good job of doing that. But that'll wear you down, and it'll wear you down in a hurry.
You know, it'll take a lot out of you being against the cage with somebody that's your own weight, let alone someone that's 44 pounds or so heavier than you.
Oh, big uppercut
Sawyer
there.
just doesn't care, and he's still teeing off.
Nice return uppercut. Good stuff
this is
right
beautiful.
Here. Coming from both guys, landing the big shots, you know, but Aaron's got to set these shots up, in my opinion. He's getting a little wild, and I'd really like to see him clean it up, get back on his feet, and get away from this kid and start throwing some shots from the outside.
You know, but that's one of the things that happens, you know, heat of the moment, like we've talked about before. He starts getting blasted by some heavy hands of a big guy, you know, like Colette here, and it just kind of makes you want to swing, because that's your last resort, or that's the fight or flight that you get.
Our cage is much smaller than some cages are, and it's really a wrestler's paradise, because there's not a whole lot of room for you to run. And you see right here, these guys are kind of destined to be in front of one another, and boy, they're both landing some big shots here in round number 1.
Oh yeah, this is beautiful. I mean, the last like 10 seconds of this thing have just been back and forth punches. Sawyer landed some nice shots, throwing a couple leg kicks.
Got to set him up again, though. He's trying to throw that hook. He's going for that home run without trying to set it up, and that's what I think, you know, he really needs to make that adjustment. He did throw some leg kicks that I was real impressed with, and hopefully he gets back to those.
And Colette working the knees to the face. I don't know how effective that one was. He didn't really get the good push on it, but you know, a tag is still a tag.
Well, you see Aaron Sawyer's chin hanging down about 6 inches because he's tired already, and this is a 3-round fight. Round number 1 is in the books, but
that is a beautiful flurry by Sawyer.
Finishing round number 1 in great fashion is Aaron Sawyer, and that might have won him the round right there. We talk about stealing a round, and I think a nice flurry like that to finish the round really could do that for him.
Oh, definitely, especially when it's a close round like that one was to begin with. Anytime that you finish the fight on top at the end of a round, the judges are going to see it as your victory.
Unfortunately, I've got a feeling this ain't going 3. So stealing rounds might not do you much good, because I can see both these guys are pretty tired right about
now. I got to say it's a moral victory just making it into the second with some of these guys.
Nice leg kick there by Aaron Sawyer.
Doing the right thing, not letting Colette take advantage of the weight difference, you know, keeping them away, tossing those leg kicks out.
Very nice work here. Good stuff.
You can see Colette starting to respect, you know, what's going on there with those leg kicks. He's looking timid from it.
If you call this 300-pound Colette one more time, he's probably going to kick your butt.
I'm sorry. I don't live in Salt Lake.
Not
Please
a good
don't kill me.
spot for Aaron Sawyer right here. He just landed underneath Trevor Collett, and Collett knows how to fight from here. He knows how to use his weight. He's a great high school wrestler, and he knows how to keep guys down on the ground. It looks like he's trying to smother him here.
You know, being underneath somebody that's you know, 44 pounds or even 10 pounds heavier than you, you know, in and of itself, whether they're a good wrestler or not, is an uncomfortable position, and it makes you work a lot harder. And being in the second round like they are, I just don't know how much gas Sawyer's got in the tank to work with somebody.
You can look
like
on
this.
his face. He doesn't have any gas in the tank right there. He's just hanging on. He needs to scramble and get out from underneath there.
Collett doing a great job of working the body from this position too. You know, he's not just laying and praying.
Whoa! Jared Sawyer's tapping from that smother technique. Ironically enough, Aaron and I talked about that smother technique earlier today, and we thought it was kind of a wimpy move, but apparently it got put on him and he tapped from it.
Well, when you're going against someone like Andre the Giant over there, you gotta respect the size of their hands going over your face.
That's true. That hand's as big as your face. And Trevor Collett, stone cold Trevor Collett, big win for him today. I'm very impressed with this kid. I think this kid could go as far as he wants to. If he gets in a gym and really does what he needs to do, he could be really good at this. Are you Army strong? Find out what it takes to be a soldier in the U.S. Army at GoArmy.com.
All right, I'm here with Aaron the Destroyer Sawyer. Dude, that was a very, very heavy-handed fight, man. There was some leather going back and forth in here, and it looked like he got you with a smother. What happened, man?
He took me down to the ground and did the old Davis trick on me and covered my face. Covered my mouth and my nose with his hands.
Like a killer in the sleep, right?
Yeah.
All right, man. Is there anybody you want to thank tonight?
Well, I got to thank Combat Cartel. Got to thank Mike, obviously. UCTC, I've been training really hard. It's kind of a disappointment to me, but I did give up 44 pounds to fight this guy, so I don't want to take anything away from him, but I would like to fight someone my size, so he can't just lay on me, you know? That sucked. Took a lot out of me.
Yeah, man, that weight difference will pay a price every once in a while, man. But hey, tonight, you were good, but just not good enough. Thanks a lot, bud.
Ouch.
Wow, man. Trevor Collett just, man, he's a stud.
He is farm-grown pimp. I don't know how to say it. Bad boy.
All right, well, he's going to be walking around Vernal with a little strut in his step. Good-looking kid. Big win for him tonight.
Hometown hero.
I'll tell you what, there were a lot of hometown heroes tonight. I think Vernal showed very, very well tonight. Great night of fights. Brandon, what do you think?
I love the fights. I love your show. This is awesome.
We're going to come back and do it again. We love this guy as well, man. If you think you got what it takes to step in here and do what we do, go online, ultimatecombat.com, fill out the Want to Fight page. We'll get you in here. Maybe we can get you to fight this guy.
Maybe.
I do the talking on the radio. I want to thank all our great sponsors out here in Vernal, because without them, we couldn't do this thing. Brandon, I want to thank you and all the folks down at X94 for making it happen out here in Vernal.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, brother. Well, it's the Ultimate Combat Experience. Make sure you tune in. Next week, you got more good stuff going into Cage for you. So it's the Ultimate Combat Experience. We'll see you next week.
Warrior.